Hello, good morning and welcome to the news on 3FM 92.7. The bulletin is coming to you live from our studios here at number 35 John Hammond Street. We're live also on all our social media platforms at 3FM 927, also on 3news.com. My name is Noble Crosby Annan. In the bulletin this morning, Ghana's officials and the Official Creditor Committee will take shape later today in the French capital of Paris. Also coming up, the National Commission for Civic Education entreats the public not to sell their votes. Plus, former chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Kojo Afari-Gyan, is proposing a sanction regime for electoral officers who deliberately engage in infractions. We'll bring you some news from the camp of the NDC as it is cautioning President Akufo-Addo against engaging in acts that would undermine the December 2024 general elections. We have details of these stories and a lot more coming to you shortly if you stay with us.
3FM.
Welcome to the program. Let's start the morning with this. The meeting between Ghana and the Official Creditor Committee will take shape later today in the French capital of Paris. Officials looked at the parameters of discussion on Monday and would likely finalize today. The meeting will discuss restructuring some $5.4 billion of Ghana's loans, which is crucial if Ghana is to secure the next tranche of funding from the International Monetary Fund. Ghana's bilateral lenders, including China and France, which co-chair the Official Creditor Committee, hold about a quarter of Ghana's $20 billion external debt, which is earmarked for reconstruction. Now, the issues about the cutoff date after which the new loans from bilateral creditors will not be restructured are also expected to be discussed. Agreeing with external creditors about the restructuring of Ghana's external debt is key to securing the IMF Executive Board's approval for the next $600 million payout from the $3 billion loan. We'll be staying on this in our subsequent bulletins and we'll bring you updates. But away from that, the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE, is entreating the public not to sell their votes. In recent times, Ghana has been seen the act of vote buying in political party elections and for public office. Speaking at an event to mark this year's Constitution Day, chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education, Kathleen Addy, was concerned about the phenomenon of vote buying and appealed for adequate resources for the NCCE to undertake its mandate.
We are witnesses to the supply of money to voters and the demand for money from voters in the various elections that happened last year. This represents an existential threat to our nation and our well-being as individual Ghanaians. It is currently the greatest factor undermining our democracy. The Commission appeals to the state to ensure that we as NCCE receive the needed resources to carry out our all-important mandate.
Still on election-related matters, former chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Kojo Afari-Gyan, is proposing a sanction regime for electoral officers who deliberately engage in infractions. This, he believes, would serve as a deterrent while ensuring the sanctity of the elections. Now, delivering a lecture as part of the commemoration of the 30th anniversary of Ghana's democracy, Dr. Afari-Gyan also proposed strengthening of electoral laws to prevent the practice of contenders running to the court at the least opportunity to challenge election outcomes. He spoke about the positioning of the Electoral Commission on the Ghana card.
To deter deliberate wrongdoing, all persons connected with the conduct of elections must be held strictly accountable for their actions by instituting a stringent regime of punishment for willful wrongdoing. It appears that some candidates rush to court with election petitions alleging manipulation of results. The rush can cause undeserved injury to the reputation of the Electoral Commission and unnecessary inundation of the courts.
Hear the voice of Dr. Kujoaferi Ijan, who is a former Electoral Commission of Ghana. Now, the opposition, the National Democratic Congress, has cautioned President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo against engaging in acts that would undermine the December 2024 general elections. This follows a recent pledge by the president to do everything in his power to ensure he hands over power to a new patriotic party government. According to the NDC, the decision as to who leads the country rests with the citizenry, who invariably make up the electorate, and that any act to the contrary will undermine the sovereignty and the sovereign right of the people to choose a leader. Addressing a news conference, NDC National Chairman Johnson Asiedu Nketia vowed to ensure that the will of the people is upheld.
We are conscious of the fact that our opponents who control the state machinery do not believe in fairness at all. That is why we are assuring Ghanaians that we will not rest, we will not tire, and we will not falter. We will not relent until every vote is cast, every vote is counted, and every vote is made to count by the Mensa-led Electoral Commission. We will not rest until we ensure every single Ghanaian is protected.
Johnson Asiedu Nketia is chairman of the NDC. Moving on, the Ghana Journalists Association has given the new patriotic party a 4-day ultimatum to immediately investigate and sanction the culprits in an alleged attack on a journalist in the central region. The journalist David Anakwame, who works with the Cape Coast FM, was mistaken for that of a panelist who is said to have verbally abused Fisheries Minister Mavis Hawakumsing. According to the GJA, victim Ohene Kwame David, who is the morning show host at Cape 93.3 FM in Cape Coast, while monitoring the new Patriotic Party parliamentary primary vetting at the Regional Coordinating Council on Thursday, January 4, 2024, was accused of insulting Mavis Hawakum's, leading to his assault. President of the GJA, Albert Jumfo, says the association will not hesitate to take action against the NPP if they do not investigate and sanction the culprits by Friday, January 12.
While condemning the attack on David unreservedly, we make the following demands. The NPP at the regional and national levels must investigate the matter immediately and identify the culprits. The NPP at the regional and national levels must sanction the perpetrators of the assault on David. The Ghana Police Service should investigate the incident immediately and speedily in order to prosecute the culprits. The Ghana Police Service should investigate and identify the purported police officer who invited David before he was assaulted and bring him to face sanctions for unprofessional conduct. We hereby serve notice that if by close of Friday, January 12, 2024, these demands have not been met, we shall advise ourselves accordingly.
That was President of the Ghana Journalists Association, Albert Jumfo, speaking there. Now, before we go, the two regional education directorates has announced the reopening of schools in the Nkwanta South municipality. In a correspondence to the heads of all schools of the municipality, the regional director, Nana Bakita II, said the education facilities, both basic and second cycle schools, are to reopen for continuation of the academic year. Now, schools in Nkranza were forced to shut down after the area witnessed some disturbances. The latest incident on Tuesday, January 2, 2024, led to the death of one person, with 4 others sustaining injuries. But the UT Regional Minister Joshua Makubu assures parents and students of their safety and that of the area for academic work to begin.
Now, the younger ones, the opportunity to go to school. The security agencies, yes, they have given us their word, but there are plans they have put in place to be able to ensure safety.
The voice of the OT Regional Minister, ending the morning news on 3FM 92.7. There's more news on our website, 3news.com. My name is Noble Crosby Annan, and I'll be back with some business news.